she died and discovered the shocking truth: we were all wrong. Everyone welcome. Once a dedicated long-distance runner, she faced the challenges of a demanding sport, experiencing the toll it took on her joints. The persistent joint strain led to arthritis and frequent leg pain. Seeking relief, she turned to prayer and Bible study during this difficult time. Despite trying milder treatments, her condition worsened, prompting her doctor to recommend surgery as a last resort. Seeking support from her family, she embarked on a challenging journey that highlighted the power of faith and determination in adversity. On the day of the surgery, the nurse noted her remarkable calmness. As the anesthesia took effect in the operating room, her consciousness blurred. A profound discomfort set in, with irregular heart rhythms and the sensation of her heart possibly stopping. Breathing became laborious, and attempts to open her eyes were in vain. In the midst of a severe physical reaction, she hoped for the doctor's swift intervention. Soon, everything fell into silence and her agony dissolved. Upon opening her eyes, she found herself on the ceiling, overhearing the doctor's instructions. Without alarm, she passed through walls and ventured into the hospital corridor. As she traversed the corridor, she witnessed a man in a black jacket rushing towards the operating room, engaged in a conversation with another doctor. Her ascent through the hospital ceiling began, seemingly drawn by an enigmatic force. Continuing to ascend beyond the hospital roof, she rapidly traversed the city without stirring the wind. Entering a cave-like expanse, she encountered a small, radiant light. Within it, a man with long hair, dressed in a long white robe, extended a warm invitation with a welcoming smile, beckoning her closer. Approaching him filled her with incredible joy and peace. His kindness and warmth enveloped her, creating a sense of closeness. With open arms, he welcomed her. In his presence, she underwent a life review, recalling a moment from her college days that brought her pride. Back then, she volunteered with an organization, visiting a nearby community weekly to assist the elderly and children through cleaning, conversations, and play. One memorable day, she brightened an elderly grandmother's life by accompanying her to the park for a walk. This experience instilled in her a deep sense of joy and the importance of helping others. However, her life review also brought forth a distressing incident that stirred shame and remorse. In college, she made the regrettable choice to cheat on an exam by copying someone else's answers, leading to a good grade. The consequences brought overwhelming guilt and remorse, as she realized she had not only cheated her professors, but more importantly, herself. Reflecting on her actions, she turned to Jesus, who showed no judgment but only gentleness, forgiveness, and an absence of reproach or commendation. This left her feeling a mix of nervousness and curiosity about his thoughts. After a moment of profound silence, Jesus surprised her by asking if she wanted to spend time with him. Astonished and delighted, she responded with a simple "sure." They ascended a flight of steps together, revealing a breathtaking landscape. The meadow was adorned with exquisite, unknown flowers, and a small river meandered through the scene. Reaching the river, she saw her departed loved ones on the opposite bank, including her father and grandfather. Their excitement mirrored her own. One figure, initially unidentifiable, turned out to be her great-grandfather, who had passed away before her birth. They communicated through telepathy. Despite her longing to embrace them, Jesus advised that the timing wasn't right and guided her along the river. Further down the river, a magnificent Greek-style building appeared in the distance, gleaming white with grand steps and imposing columns. Many individuals in vibrant white robes populated the scene. Jesus led her inside, revealing a colossal library filled with books known as the Library of Heaven. Jesus explained that these books contained the entirety of worldly knowledge. As she picked up a random book from the shelves, an electric surge flowed through its pages. However, the text was in an unfamiliar language. Jesus acknowledged her confusion, clarifying that these books contained various knowledge, some of which she might not grasp just yet, but it was a place for learning. Browsing through the bookshelves, she found one filled with musical notes, covering all Earth's music from classical to modern. Every composition had detailed scores. Jesus shared that this library wasn't just for learning, but could help unlock her potential and make her more complete. Approaching another shelf, Jesus handed her a specific book. Opening it, she discovered a detailed account of her entire life, from earliest memories to the present. His gaze, full of love and recognition, acknowledged every moment, whether joyful or challenging. After this deep connection, Jesus gave her a choice: continue her earthly journey or stay with him. A strong pull towards Jesus made her want to stay by his side. The love and attention she received in his presence were unlike anything she'd felt before. She asked if she could see her family at that moment. Yet all she could see was a hospital scene, with the doctor talking to her mother, their words unheard. Instead, scenes unfolded, showing family and friends offering prayers, each prayer becoming a note reaching out to her. She remembered her mother's hardships, her father passing away when she was young. She knew the challenges her mother would face without her. Despite the love in this place, she knew she had to go back. Jesus explained that returning to earth would erase most memories of this experience. When she chose to go back and told Jesus, he smiled and nodded. He extended his hand, gently caressed her head, reassured her not to be afraid, and promised to always be by her side, protecting and guiding her. As she came back into her body, her awareness became clearer bit by bit. Slowly opening her eyes, she found herself in a hospital bed with a doctor watching over her. Every breath she took seemed to bring back her strength, fueled by her strong belief in Jesus' constant guidance and care. Her recovery felt destined, as she believed she had a specific purpose back on earth. The time in the hospital, including 12 days after surgery, a stay in the ICU, and later a move to the general ward, was filled with the enduring love of Jesus, which she drew strength from. Once she returned home, she decided to share her extraordinary experience with her mother. She talked about the moment her soul left her body during surgery, the strange doctor in the black jacket she saw in the hospital hallway, and her vivid experiences in heaven. At first, her mother was skeptical and hesitant to fully believe her. However, when she described her encounter with her great-grandfather in heaven, detailing his tall stature, white beard, and a distinctive mole beneath his right eye, her mother's attitude changed. Intrigued, her mother investigated further to confirm her daughter's claims. To her surprise, there were no pictures of her great-grandfather in their family home, and she had never seen him before. The detailed description her daughter provided, matching exactly with her great-grandfather, left no doubt in her mind about the celestial meeting with Jesus in heaven.